You have a problem with your weapon, sir? Okay, aim. Commence the shoot. Okay. Commence the shoot. Okay. Now, this training here tonight. I forgot. Now listen.
I be that more you gon' remember. Be more. I be that more you gon' remember. Nap town. I be that more you gon' remember. Taharkabey front line till the law call my number. I be that more you gon' remember. LA. I be that more you gon' remember. New York. I be that more you gon' remember. Taharkabey front line till the law call my number.
I messed that one all up. I messed that one all up. Man, did y'all see that demonstration where Grandmaster Jay was out there with the shooting at nighttime? Did y'all man? Did y'all get a chance to see that? Man, this guy, he got the gift that keep on giving. We're going to talk about that on Thursday. Fam, let's be serious now. I don't want to hold the show up too long because I got a guest on tonight, family. I messed my whole intro up. I was too busy I was running behind. You know what I mean? See, I'm a family man. I'm a working man. I'm a temple man. I was running behind. You know what I'm saying? And did y'all see that foolishness, though? This is ridiculous. He had old people out there that didn't even know how to use the weapon. You have a problem with your weapon, sir? You have a problem? Yeah, I'm having problems, fool. I'm having a major problem. I should be home with my wife eating her cookies that she baking. Man, this is up. This gotta stop. This gotta stop. This gotta stop. Man, I want to get straight into this interview. This is going to be a good interview. See, we're dealing with a real soldier here tonight. So this is going to be a real interview, man. Nah, y'all ain't going to set me up. I ain't said everybody put it there all honor. Nope, I'm not messing with Delta chilling out. Y'all ain't going to get me started with Brother Delta tonight. Nobody. Nah, leave Delta right where Delta chilling. I don't think he posts nothing. He ain't cuss me out. Nope. That Delta, my buddy. That's right. That's fam. I ain't messing with Brother Delta. Nope. That's my main man. Delta chilling. He back on around the way, doing what Delta do. That man, yeah. Y'all don't set me up, Blue Line family. Roderick Lewis. Y'all try to set me up. You know what I mean? Let me. Y'all try to set me up. Nah, we ain't doing none of that. Because you know what's going to happen. Delta going to call in. You know what I mean? And we going to start it all over. No, me and Delta good people. No, we ain't doing that. I love some Delta. See, listen. Blue Line. I'm about to put Blue Line. Blue Line, you going to get the bye-bye. Stop. Man, listen, man. Listen, tonight y'all gotta stop playing. Y'all gotta stop playing. I got a serious guy on here. He's a serious guy. You know what I mean? He had time for this. He gonna give us a good interview. We gonna find out what happened. What just happened. Let me tell you something about this brother before I bring him on. Hey, family, Blue Line, you try to get me. Listen, that's right, Dolores Taylor. Let our brother chill out. He doing good, and I'm gonna call him tomorrow anyway. Now, that's right. I'm gonna make sure he all right. I'm gonna check on my brother. Absolutely. But with that being said, what happened to? I feel like, hey, y'all ever see the one where Grandmaster Jay set his gun down and couldn't find it? That's me right now. I can't find my gun. Real talk. Oh my goodness. Y'all see me looking all around. Y'all probably like, what is he looking for? I'm looking for. I can't find my gun. Oh my goodness. Oh man. Y'all gotta stop. Blue Line did that to me. Blue Line. Y'all gotta stop. For real. Hold on. Y'all ever see the one where Grandmaster Jay was talking and he set his gun down and everybody on the screen was looking at the gun, but he couldn't find it? This guy stopped. This is some foolishness, man. Y'all gonna say I'm too old for this. Grow up. I know. All y'all gonna say, grow up. Won't you grow up? Some people gonna say, Moors don't act like that. Moors don't act like that. That's what people say. I'm trying to tell you. Y'all think we here having fun. It's a group of people that look at the show and say, Moors don't act like that. I'm trying to tell you. They talking to each other. Nah, he ain't no real Moor. He a fake Moor. Because I'm laughing. But real talk. But hold on. Y'all ain't going to... Hold on. My Grandmaster J. My Grandmaster J. I got on my work hat, too. That's right. I ain't worrying about y'all. We family now, and I already told y'all. We family. That's right. Yeah. My work hat. Got my scope on. You know what I mean? That's right. There, what? What y'all gonna do? Yeah. Talk about, I can't own a gun. Fool, I can. He said, you ever hear that? He said, oh, felons, he a felon. He don't know who I am for real. He said, but that's what he said. He a felon. And he can't, I can't own a gun. If you can get a gun, I can too. Now. That's right. Facts over feelings. The same way you got yours, I got mine. That's right. This is a bullpup. A bullpup right here. That's right. And keep playing with me. Not playing with me. Don't play with me. I know what I'm working with. Now. That's right. Now. Hey, before I bring on my guests, I got one thing to say. Don't point your gun at nobody. They point at you, you kill them. What in the world? Let me stop. Y'all play too much. Y'all play too much, man. Y'all play too much, man. Y'all play too much, man. Seriously, y'all gotta stop, man. Y'all gotta stop. So look, we about to get started now, man. Listen, man. Listen. I try to tell everybody, ain't no shame in my game. We're gonna be entertained, we're gonna learn, and we're gonna be inspired. If you ain't trying to be that, you at the wrong place. I know that's what they're going to say when they come in the chat. Oh, man, he played too much. He need to grow up. Nope. We're going to have fun because it's a circus. I mean, but with that being said, family, I done put the bullpup down, and now it's time to get serious. I want y'all to be very, very tentative if you can, because I'm going to give the brother the good questions. I'm going to ask him everything. If y'all been following this story, I'm pretty sure you are familiar with Brother Faiyer Staar. Before I ever knew anything about any members of the NFAC, I always seen him. He for some reason he always appeared in a picture. I'm like, who is this guy? This guy looks serious. You know what I'm saying? Who is this guy? This guy looks serious. And if anybody remember me talking about Morse Road TV, I will always say, I know it ain't everybody. You know what I'm saying? I said, I know it ain't everybody, and I know it was some real ones in there. And I knew of two because the aura that came off of the brother here and the other brother in the Black Panther Party that I knew he was real too. So that's what I was referring to when I was saying it ain't all of them. Now, I don't know everybody, but I said my problem was with Grandmaster Jay continues to be, he's false, he's a fraud, and he has an agenda. Who knows what that agenda is? But I always thought the brother was genuine and sincere of stepping out to try to see what he can do to be a part of liberating our people, even though I knew Grandmaster Jay was a fraud off the break. And so I just not watch things play out. And even watching that play out, we're going to watch everything play out with Grandmaster Jay. It's all going to come to a head soon because he's too reckless. He just do crazy stuff. And so I'm honored to have the brother here because I'm pretty sure he thought about it because obviously he haven't been a part of the NFAC for quite some time now, for I guess for a little while now, whatever the case may be. I know the last formation, but whatever. We're going to find all of that out in a minute, family. We're going to get all the questions answered. So let's get busy, family. We got to have a brother Faiyer Staar in the building. And I would love for you to introduce yourself to the Morris World TV family. I know it's a shock to everybody that's on NFAC side, but let me say something to the NFAC real soldiers and those who really want liberation. I am not against you. Clearly, I'm not against you. I'm not against liberating our people. I'm not against the Second Amendment. You know what I'm saying? I'm not against bearing arms. I'm not even against going all the way out, whatever it takes. I'm not against any of that. What I am against is a fraudulent posture and appearing to be a representation of liberation when it's not. That's what I'm against. That's what I'm against. I have no problem with those who have joined the NFC for the express purpose of liberating our people if they think that's a viable option. But my problem is with Grandmaster Jay spearheading it, and everything about him to me is a fraud. And so with that being said, I just want to put my position on the table that NFAC members, I am not against you. The real ones that are real soldiers, I'm not against you. So let's go. Hold up, Cryptonoms. Man, okay, Morse World TV. Let's get it in. Cryptonoms, you want to go time out? I know I like to talk. But with that being said, he going to have the floor because this brother can talk too. He got his own channel too, Faiyer Staar. I'm going to put the link in the chat. You can go there. He like to talk just like me. So when he get the floor, he going to blow it up too. So you're going to get all the ears that you going to get an ear for. You're going to be all right. You know what I'm saying? But with that being said, brother Faiyer Staar, introduce yourself to the family. Tell them a little bit about yourself.
Yo, bless up, man. What's good? Yo, Faiyer Staar here, man. Just on my one to be, a better man for the people, better representative of our male imagery, what we got out here. That's all. Trying to put some good vibes out here, trying to put some good vibes for the ladies, some positive imagery for our men and our little boys to look up to, and give them some good theme music on top of that too, because I do the music too. So it's just what I do. I'm a jack of many trades and a master of a couple of them. So I do the electronics engineering. I do I'm a 20-year church musician, so you know I'm all up and through the church. You know, have not been for some years now, but that's my background. So I always been on the revolutionary tip, even long before it was popular. You know, back 2004 and 5, I started coming out and doing things. You know, but the momentum has not hit until pretty much now. You know, it started about 2012 with the Tamir Rice thing, and then it snowballed all the way up to like 2014. Well, that thing was the Eric Gardner thing. So that's when things started really solidifying themselves for the revolutionaries out here, and people started to get followings, and people started to mobilize. So with that, you only have a good following when you're going um, to like the big cities where there's a lot of uh, police corruption. We don't have that here in Fayetteville.
Oh yeah,
So
let me rewind that. So you're from Fayetteville.
yeah.
When did you? Let me ask you. Let me drop a few questions in there real quick. Do you have military background of any sort, or do you just maybe a gun enthusiast? Can you tell us a little bit about that? You don't got to go into great detail, but just give somebody us a little idea of who you are.
Yeah, I did some years in the Marines. You know, when the trade towers, you know the trade tower farce, when they bombed them and sent us over there, we lost some people. We got some people that was injured from my battalion, the Com Company battalion in Camp Lejeune. We left from there and deployed and whatever. Some people came back, you know, they were kind of shaken up, but I got a lot of gun knowledge, you know, some other types of knowledge as well to go along with that, you know, military wise, you know, it's military, so I can't get into everything, but
Absolutely,
the knowledge is there.
absolutely. So, what first? Okay, so with that being said, what's your religious persuasion? Because I think I hear some type of religion persuasion in some of your videos. Sometimes, do you have a religious preference?
I I tell people to be careful with the word religion because you know when you hear black people speaking of religion, they think that you mean Christianity, and they
Yeah,
think you
yeah.
they think you mean
My thing
church.
is, I just want to give people some sort of understanding of who we're talking to. You know what
Oh,
I'm saying? Yeah.
I know. I was just giving a preface of the word religion, you know, of how people you know misuse it. But I used to be on the Christianity thing because I know I told you, you know, I've been in church. I was with the church about 20 years as a musician and a minister, so I had that background. But I started to figure out things on my own and realized that you know a lot of the stuff that people was pumping in the church wasn't that true. So I wanted to let people know what was real, and it didn't go so well, and I haven't been back since. So I used to be on the Christianity, but I still deal and move with the Most High, keep the commandments. You know, I treat our people like I would want to be treated. You know, people say, "Why you still deal with the Bible if it's been disproven?" I was like, "Well, why throw it all away? I mean, it's gonna be some good stuff in there. Why would you throw it all away? I mean, we obviously need guidance from something, so may as well use what's already here. Because if you truthfully speak it and truthfully, you know, work it in your life, you know, it'll work for you. And that was my issue with church people, which is why I left. Because yeah, they bring the Bible, but they don't live it. They don't read it. You know what I'm saying? This is why church is so janky and horrible. You know what I'm saying? It's not effective because people don't really um, use the tools that they bring with them every Sunday or every Wednesday, Thursday, and whatever you know special days. But that's my thing. I don't really rock with a whole bunch of religions. I just you know I pick and choose from different things that's good. You know.
Let me ask you, when did you first hear about NFAC and considered possibly trying to join the ranks of the NFAC?
Well, I came across Mr. J, in one of his lives. He was just going across there, and I just happened to see he had some shades on. And I was like, hey, look kind of interesting. You know what I'm saying? So he was, and I clicked on him. And he was talking some stuff that I already knew. I'm like, boom, this guy's saying some stuff that I know already. Let me see what else he know. He knew some more stuff. I'm like, okay, well, things is connecting. I'm like, all right, this dude, he on some stuff right here. So let me keep watching him. And then eventually we got up to the day where um the what was that, the Stone Mountain thing happened,
Right.
and he started, he started saying, he started talking like, I've been dredging. I got some intel
So
from some people.
before we get to the Stone Mountain, how did you officially join, if that's what it is, join NFAC? You showed up at Stone Mountain. I mean, what's the process? I'm just trying to give the audience some type of understanding, because 1 minute you hear Grandmaster J, and I'm just, but you ain't got to ask anything you don't want to ask. One minute you
Yeah.
hear Grandmaster J, he would say something like, you send an email and just wait for a response. The next minute he would say, one time he just said, you just show up, I'll let you know where, just show up. And so it changed over time. So what was the process of you becoming official, if that's a word for
I had to, you have to send your information. What I did was I sent a couple of military pictures to him, what I'm saying, to prove I was in there. I sent uh some other personal information like, names, emails, and all that, stuff to him. And by some process of elimination, they figured out what was what, and they said we was okay. You see what I'm saying? So
from like a phone call or something? Like,
no, if you get an email, you send them your information, and then if you get an email, that means they found something on you. But if you do not get an email, then you're good.
so
So
you
you just
so you didn't get an email. But let me ask you, brother, that process seems a little bit janky in itself. Did you consider that? Because you being an army man, I mean, Marine man, you
yeah.
Marines are very particular. My great uncle, God bless him, but he was very neat, very particular, very punctual, never late, always on time. He was just, everything was boom, 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 and it just made sense. Did that jump out to you and you just say, well, let's get it popping though? Or it didn't jump out to you as being odd?
It kind of did after it was just because I sent my whole name and whatever, so I'm thinking, okay, they're gonna put my whole name in some database and then pull up whatever. You see what I'm saying? I'm thinking it was gonna do that, but I don't know if everybody else did that. You see? So maybe they just followed regular directions. It was like, okay, well, he asked for the email, I'm just sending him the email. Well, I'm thinking like, okay, well, you're gonna try to see if I'm good, and if I'm checking out, you're gonna need my whole thing. So I sent that. So whatever they did with that is what they did with it. I don't know, but hearing it, I'm thinking it's kind of janky because I'm like, okay, well, how are you going to check somebody's background with just an email? Maybe y'all know some CIA stuff. I don't know. Who
But
knows?
I think so. So was it a little bit you was motivated because you really wanted to see something get moving on the liberating of our people front? So you just went on with it? Is that what it was?
It was both. It was a combination of a couple of things. Militarily, like I'm like, okay, first of all, we getting into some murky territory when it comes to Black people and their emotions. Okay, when Caucasians and then all the psychiatrists and psychologists, they all study us and they know that all they have to do is cause some type of emotional disturbance among Black people, and you set us off. Okay, you hear mama too many crying, or you see one too many black men get ripped in half on TV, you already on fire. And they know what to do to push our buttons. So I was like, okay, if this dude is really calling all this many people and 5,000 people show up, I'm not counting on all 5,000 of those people to be professional. And it's not seeming like there's any type of, leadership going on. And two people can't wrangle 5,000 people. You see what I'm saying? And then you have 5,000 people who may or may not have positive attitudes. You see what I'm saying? You never know what type of emotional or spiritual state they're going to come in. So you have to be ready with that, with the discernment, which is why I'm hard on the discernment, because, when you're dealing with this type of stuff, with these type of enemies, you have to have at least 20 steps above your enemy. And I say at least 21 steps above your own self and your people. So my reason for going, I heard in his voice sounded like one, of, maybe they was going to do something to him. I was like, well.
So you heard it in his voice that, because I think you broke up a little bit. Can you rewind that a little bit? You said you heard it in his voice.
Yeah, I heard it in his voice. You know what I'm saying? And he was doing a broadcast one morning, and he was doing a broadcast. Hello?
Get off his show.
He called me. It was like they said, no, he said, he was talking about the GBIs, the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, and he was talking about how they was plotting to get him and all this stuff. And he was like, y'all gonna let him kill me? Y'all gonna let him do something to me? And he was talking about death and sounded all morbid. And I'm like, damn, I just met this dude on freaking YouTube. Like, I hope we're not gonna lose him that quick. So when he made the call to go down there, I just got my junk and left. And we did that. So that was my motivation, pretty much. I didn't want nobody doing nothing to our brother. I didn't want there to be another potential, Malcolm X or Martin King or Medgar Evers or Patrice Lumumba on our hands. I don't want there to be another one of those in my generation. That's why I did. I don't want my babies to grow up and be like, well, Dad let, Mr. J get shot in the face or whatever the hell. He could have went down there, I didn't want that to happen on my watch. I don't know what anybody else felt, but that's what I felt. So I didn't know how many people was going to show up. It was a good number that showed up there. That was a good little number that showed up for the Atlanta one. That was a good thing. But that was the reason why I went, because I didn't want nobody to do nothing to Jay, and I wanted to have some type of idea of how to control the people or control the situation and link up with other people who was military that know how to control the situation.
So when you got there, did you actually get time to get an introduction with Jay? Because I know on the internet, or have you spoke with him on the phone before you show up, or you just showed up and then an introduction? How did that work?
Nah.
I'll move you out the frame too. You can just keep talking because, you know what I mean? This is your show tonight.
Yeah. When I got there, it was funny. When I got there, Jay and a couple of the guys was chasing this white man up the hill. it was funny. I heard the dude, I'm coming around the corner and I'm seeing this white man on the phone walking real fast. And he was like, he said, you gotta do something. You gotta do something with all these black people with guns. We already got trouble in the town. There's already been protests. You gotta do something. And I seen this small dude with a bunch of big dudes around him, and he had two guns, and I was like, what? That must be Jay. That gotta be freaking Jay. And they was like, I was looking at them, and it was like, yo, you seen where the white dude went? I was like, yeah, he went up the hill. And they went and chased him up the hill, you know what I'm saying? Because he was wilding, you know. I don't think he called him some niggas or something. I don't know. But that's when I had just pulled up and I had my windows down and I was looking for him. And I seen the white dude running up the hill and they was right behind him. You know, but that was my introduction to the physical person of Jay. That kind of funny. So yeah. But there's not too much I can really you know, speak on,
But
you know, with that regard.
did you think at that time, did you after that time, did you actually speak with Grandmaster Jay?
The only time I spoke to him was when we actually got on the march, and once we got down the hill and up the mountain. Okay, we got down the hill and up the mountain. He did the speech on the mountain, you know. Then we left and was coming back up the hill. That's when I spoke with Jay, and it was me and another Marine guy. We was in the back, shoring up the back. We were with the back, so that's why there was no pictures of me ever, because we was in the back making sure all the people that was sick stayed in formation, just in case.
That's what I wanted to ask you too. You know, a lot of people was asking me about that, and I had quite a few sources from NFAC when I reported. You know what I mean? You know, I was all like, they was falling down the mountain, and people like, man, how he know that? You know what I'm saying? I said, people said it, and so a lot of people was asking me, like, is that true? Is that actually true? And then Sister Maymuna Free, who is in the audience tonight, she came and told the exact same story, but she had a firsthand account because she works and lives in Stone Mountain. You know what I'm saying? And so when you were, and this is not a black guy, I just want to give clarification, you know, now, when you were there, was it actually people seeming to be dehydrated, falling out, or unable to make the complete circuit from up and down the hill?
Yeah, because they was 60 and 70 and 80 years old.
Mm.
They was not equal. I would not have been happy that my grandma was out there, you know. But what you gonna tell them? What you gonna tell them? You know what I'm saying?
Man,
So
listen, I actually said in a joke I did the other night, because they had that little training session, you know what I mean? And I said, you know, the joke, the little bit that I did on my show was, since the 18-year-olds don't want to come, we'll just continue to take the 60 and 70-year-olds, because that's what it seems to be happening. A lot of older people are fed up from all the oppression, and they're coming forward.
yeah, but they was in the back. They was in the back, you know what I'm saying? They weren't, it was the younger people that was in the front. But the older people that was, you know, they wanted to make that last stand, you know what I'm saying? They wanted to be in there and say they did it. That's where we had the trouble. You know, we had a couple of young ones that was dumb. They smoked a whole bunch of blacks and then probably drank some beer and then drink no damn water. And it was like
The problem,
99 degrees up there.
the problem is that he was passing it off. And you may have heard the statement, we are all ex-military. We are all trained shooters. And
Oh, yeah.
like,
That's not.
literally said that. And this is the thing where people got to know, if anybody in earshot of me, when you make statements, know for sure, once it's recorded, it's going to come back to haunt you. You know, especially in this day of social media. But
Right.
but yeah, so they even have reports that some had to even get into the police car to make it down the hill.
It was a couple that I say
I don't mean to laugh, but
it was maybe like one or two, but they were like elder. There was elders, you know what I'm saying? There was elders, but just to keep them from getting into the cop car, we had our people picking them up in the truck. So we had people that was, in the march, go back and get their trucks and start picking people up. And then there was like a couple.
see y'all in the audience. Can y'all hear me good? And y'all in the chat, are y'all able to hear me good? I see Cryptonomics say, "Is my mic working? It sound half off. I can turn it up some. Let me see. Mic is this. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Let me see. But go ahead. You say it was what, brother?
I forgot what I damn said.
You say it was what, brother? Yeah, I can hear it. All right, go ahead.
But yeah, it was some volunteers, people who lived at Stone Mountain. Like it was a couple of white people who was throwing out water out the window. It was a couple of black people who lived there. They was like, "Yo, y'all need some rides? You know what I'm saying? We can help y'all if you want," because they seen, people was really getting beat by that sun. It was like it was every bit 95 degrees outside, and then people had overdressed. They had them freaking masks on for the coronavirus nonsense, and then they had the armor on. There was a lot of people that left their armor behind. Like it was a couple of people, we couldn't find them to give them their armor back because they just threw it on the ground and left it. It was so hot. Yeah,
Bro, at that point, you didn't say to yourself, "Man, I need to reconsider this," or did you say to yourself, "I need to help tighten this up"?
I was thinking the latter. I was like, okay, this is the first time this has happened. It's been like 60 years since we had anything remotely close to this, and our true leadership is gone. So all the males that could have done something and showed us the proper way to do things, they have passed on, or they just sitting at the house, getting older. Like we have true military leadership amongst black people. Black people is like what 70% of the military.
Right.
Okay, black people and Mexicans, we make up about 70% of the military. Everybody else is Asians and Caucasians. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it might seem like it, but if you go in the Marine Corps, you'll see it's mostly black people and Mexicans that's in the Marines. And anybody who want to challenge me on that, you can do that. I'll shut the hell up forever. But I've seen more Mexicans and black people in charge of stuff than I have a bunch of Caucasians. And I know for a fact that there's plenty of black people who can lead, who can put things in order, who can teach people how to use firearms properly, who can show people how to do military maneuvers and make
With that being said,
weapons.
With that being said, that that people can do this, did you see that in Grandmaster J? That he was able to teach military maneuvers, firearm safety, and firearm handling?
That was the assumption from okay, he said he was military. I'm gonna look for the military move. Okay. And we know the military walk, you know what I'm saying? We know the military talk, we know the lingo, but also, excuse me, there's also a spirit that comes with that. Not everybody is a killer. Not everybody is a fighter. Not everybody can throw that punch and knock a fool out. Everybody has their respective place. Some people are more charismatic and they're able to sway the crowd and move them and get them to do things and hand them off to the person that can properly command them and school them up on how to do things. You see what I'm saying? But I just seen that he said he was military and he was able to get the people down there. So I'm like, okay, well, let me chill and just watch and see what's going on. And for the most part, he was looking good at that moment.
But from your military experience, does it seem as if he was a seasoned military veteran, or he had remnants of military, or like you could, like, for instance, I was talking to a brother the other day. I say, man, listen, I got family that was in the military, and I've been in the inner city, working in the inner city, and I can tell you, I've taken people to the hospital for vets and all of that, whether they was homeless, strung out on drugs because the war beat them up, or Desert Storm messed them up, and it's all different situation with those that come home. They get treated greasy, and or they don't recover mentally. And so I've seen all levels. But one thing that I did notice about all the people that I've encountered that have military history, they always hold on to something of the discipline. They could be strung out on drugs. You can still see, like, yeah, I can see that was a military guy. There's something about him. You know what I'm saying? So my point is, at the end of the day, I was looking at him. I'm like, man, I don't really see much there. But were you able to see it? I think that dog out.
I can see it because I can see it a little bit. You know what I'm saying? He like what, 60, 59, 57, one of them. You know what I'm saying? He old school. So the old school militaries and especially the old school army move totally different from these new school guys. So he's from the 80s era. I'm from the 90s and 2000s era. So that's quite a bit of a difference, and especially in terms of Marine Corps stuff, because, well, I won't say that. I'll say Army stuff, because I know Army used to be hard, but Army has slumped a little bit. So if he's from the era, then he's not going to, really, what's the word? He's not going to really exude the type of spirit that comes from these new guys. So they wouldn't really know what to look for. He just going to seem like an old head, like these guys will say. So that's the strength I was moving on. He's old enough to be a dad. So I was just trusting and believing in his abilities off the strength of that. Disrespecting your elders, basically. He say he military, boom. He got the discipline going on. All right, he know what to do. I'm not going to tell him what to do, because that'd be janky. He old school, so he already should know what it is. Old school always schools the new school. So you just sit and let that be. That's pretty much what I saw with Jay. He wasn't looking bad. He was all right. That's pretty much all I could see at that moment.
So at the end of the day, after Stone Mountain, what was the next step for you with NFAC? Was there? Let me just, like I told you, I just want to get to the raw truth, so people can understand not only you, but even so people can have the understanding, is NFAC a viable option for our liberation? So after Stone Mountain, what was your next step? You went home, then what?
All right, so after Stone, that day, the day after was like weird, because I was like, okay, what comes next? There's no going back after this.
Yeah,
there's no going back.
That's right.
I'm just like, okay, once you open that monster, you gotta feed it every now and again, because it's gonna get out of control. And I was just like, So what are we going to do? And I was just like, you know, hold on.
Check. Let me turn my audio up while you're doing that. Check.
Hello?
Yeah, I was just checking my audio.
You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you good.
So basically, I was just thinking in my mind, there has to be some type of strategy going on. Thinking in my mind, soon there's going to be a bunch of foolery going on, and I was thinking, okay, you Caucasians see us coming out. What if they start causing stuff on purpose to draw us out, and then we just thinking it's on some GP type stuff, and we get hemmed up. You know what I'm saying? Because you know people gonna be hyped from the first one, and they're gonna have that hype energy, but they're not gonna have the skill to go behind it. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes you have to have that 2020, that hindsight vision moment where you look back at your last experience and say, okay, I could have done this better, I could have done that better. You know, we could have tightened up on this, you know what I'm saying? Security could have done this and that. You know, we should have told people to hydrate more. We should have told people to wear certain things, you know what I'm saying, to make it easier for us to move. You see what I'm saying? So that was what I was thinking.
But did you ever like? Let me say this. The way I see things, the first thing I do is I say, how did this all come together, and who brought it together, and what was the presumption that was given to me? You know what I'm saying? So the presumption would be that we are all military. That this is what he presented to the public. You know what I mean? So once you're in it, like I can understand why you say, man, well, let me see if I can fix it. So now after Stone Mountain, you go home. In the military, I would imagine that you have training, you have but I grew up near I'm in Baltimore, so we're near the Naval Academy. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
we would take trips there. So they had classes. I'm not saying that a militia need to go that far, but I noticed that you have a school. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I'm like, what is the structure? Because to the public, it would be, even to this day, with CNN and the BET report and all that, they paint this picture as if this is some polished type militia. And maybe they do that with the European militias too. I don't know. But nevertheless, you do see the European militias out there putting in work in them.
Yeah.
And then you just don't see that. And then the next time you see Grandmaster Jay, like the other day, as if they were practicing, or they're in the middle of the night, it's ready to get dark in the woods, and like, what in the world? So my question to you is, was there a next step of training of anything?
You asking me, you know, on behalf of them or on what I should.
Because it's an organization. I'm only speaking from the organization perspective. Like, okay, so if this is we NFAC, we not up and around. Don't worry about how many people we got. We not up and around no more. We ain't talking to no police. We ain't talking to no all of that rhetoric, right? So I'm saying that he had given the public the impression that, okay, we tight, we coming together, et cetera, et cetera. I'm trying to find out what is somebody say see Moore's Real TV has to whatever. I'm just trying to find out what is the next step. Was there any structure? I think that's what I'm looking for.
No, it was just Jay. It was a guy. It was a guy.
I said all that to say that, was there a plan after the plan? Was there a structure? Was there an agenda? You know what I'm saying?
It was like he had a commander guy that was there in Georgia. You know, that guy, he's really good.
Who that?
I believe in that guy. Okay.
Who was that?
I can't put his name out there.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, he's a real dude. Like he knows he's on some. I'll say he's on some almost CIA type stuff. Okay, you don't want to fool with that guy. I believe Jay was very fortunate to stumble upon that dude right there. Okay.
No, he might be CIA though.
Yeah, that dude. He's on that level. I give that dude props. But I never knew of anybody else that was on that dude's level. See, I set the bar from the highest person with the skills. You see what I'm saying? Highest person with the skills. If you know more than me, boom, you above me. You see what I'm saying? So, if you see something that I'm doing,
My thing is they moving so funny and janky. I know that it's from my theory that
yeah,
Jay is somebody else. It wouldn't be hard for Far-Fetched to believe that there is a CIA agent in there. He need protection. He may be doing some risky stuff.
yeah. But see,
He's going in the middle of the hood with the Breonna Taylor thing. That's real risky.
yeah, it is. And we had the Breonna Taylor thing. We had a couple of close calls because when you walking in people's hoods, these dudes out here, they real emotional, man. And emotion and tears is fine, but when you add guns and undisciplined actions to that, now you got a problem. And it was a bunch of them dudes that was out there. It was a couple of dudes that was on the sidelines. I think there was some Crips and Bloods, and they was on the way back to the park. They was irritated because we had come there. And it was like, we don't need y'all in our business. We don't need you all making no trouble over here. Y'all basically they were saying y'all messing up the rank structure. But dudes in the formation was like, bro, then y'all should go handle it yourself then. Why you don't go to the cop house and handle that fool? Why you don't just go over there and deal with him? You know what I'm saying? They wondering why. They wondering why people was not handling their own situations. And the guys was just like, we not having that. We here, y'all gonna have to deal with that. And a couple of dudes popped off. So one of the guys had to be carried away because he wanted to throw water bottles at dudes that had guns with live ammunition in it. And I'm trying to hold another guy back that's bigger than me, and he cripping for real. I'm like, bro. I'm looking down at this shirt. He got fringes on. I'm just like, bro, like, what are you doing? You supposed to be repping the Most High, bro. That's your bro over there. I know he tripping and he wilding, but you gotta remember, you out here repping people, bro. You know what I'm saying? You can't just be popping, blasting, and bullets at people who throwing water bottles at you. How weak is that? You know what I'm saying? You got a whole army behind you. You're not the same as him. He not on your level. So that's basically what I was trying to tell old dude, And there's some other dudes and there was wrangling some guys too, but that just stood out to me. And I was like, okay, what if that dude was planted on the side on purpose to get something started so it could start a gunfight, and then we can all be on CNN, within the second.
At any moment, did you consider in any of your journey with the NFAC as we get to the part of your departure, however that happened, at any moment, did you consider this all could be a farce and a setup the NFAC and everything?
Nah, not at that moment.
Now, at any moment, at any part of your journey.
No, that's the last part.
Oh, okay. I got you. So you was all in, ready to rock and roll, locked and loaded, as they say.
I believe that, bro. Look, man. If I feel like people is fake with me, bro, I don't rock with you.
Right.
I got babies, man. You know what I'm saying? But I also know that my babies need to know what a black man is supposed to look like, showing what his manhood is supposed to do for the positive. You see what I'm saying? We're not out here abusing the women. We're not out here, lying and carrying on. We're not out here doing destructive stuff. We out here standing for our sister and our brother that was lost. You see what I'm saying? That's what we was doing. And that was the spirit of why I went. So that's why I move like that. I'm serious. I look serious. I don't know. I didn't see my face. I didn't go there for no pictures. They just happened to be where I was standing. I didn't ask to be there. Somebody pulled me up there. You know what I'm saying? And it just so happened to be where the dude set up his camera. I didn't ask for it. You see what I'm saying? So
the next time, in that picture right there, that was Louisville, Kentucky. And that picture right there, that was the biggest formation, you know what I'm saying, that y'all had under NFAC. Was that a proud moment for you? Because I can imagine, man, all of them people, the adrenaline, it really was good for camera. It was very, very good. It came off really good. Was that a good turning point for you? Like, yeah, we gotta get this right.
Nah, actually, in that picture, I was having a freaking heat stroke, bro.
Oh my! Bro, it looked like he was ready to go to war.
Nah, I was ready to go to my freaking grave. That's what the hell was happening. Like, my head was hurting so bad. I was just trying to keep a straight face. I guess that's why I was looking so serious. And the pain I was feeling during that moment, I didn't want to fall out because one of my other bros, he had just passed out, and somebody was I told him to bring his stuff up there on the stage so we could guard it, you know what I'm saying? Because I knew him. And I was like, yo, it's too hot out here for this foolishness, bro. Like, we gotta hurry up and get this stuff done. And while I'm standing there, they just taking pictures. Well, I wasn't really proud until it was over. I wasn't really thinking about it until after I got all the way back here and people were saying they seen me in the video, or they seen Jay, or they seen a couple of other people, and we was out there. That's when it finally was like, wow, we really doing something.
Did you ever at any other time, did you ever think like, man, this is a big production centered around Grandmaster Jay? At any time? Because that's what it seems like. I mean, from my eye, like when I come on the show, I come on with the fake gun, and you know what I mean. I'm literally trying to make people laugh. I'm literally trying to make it interesting, and it seems like everything else is kind of ragtag, but Jay seems calculated.
Yeah, Jay is real smart. Jay's not dumb. Jay's not dumb at all. Okay, now could he have done some stuff better? Yeah, whole that stuff, but he's not dumb by a long shot. Okay, I would say this: had he done this before, rallying all these people up, say, okay, people, we're going to come here and we're going to practice. We're going to get some stuff done formation wise, and once we get that done, then we're going to pop out. So the cops and all those officials was going crazy on the innocent murdering of our people. So I don't think we would have missed any action on that, because they was going to keep doing it anyway. So if he would have said, yo, everybody come in here, practice. Everybody come in here and march a little bit. Everybody come in here and learn how to use your gun a little bit. Everybody come in here and learn what proper, formation etiquette is. Because those people who was never in a formation before that was civilian, they didn't know what the hell we was talking about. We saying dress right dress. They don't know what the hell that is. You know what I'm saying?
Let me say this. Today, what do you feel about NFAC and Grandmaster Jay? Right today, and then I'll rewind back of what happened.
Just
like, what's your true feeling of, like, I believe that Grandmaster Jay is, I believe he's an agent, but when I say agent, that doesn't mean that Trump then wrote him a check. But it could be some type of way that he's in there to cause confusion, to mislead, misguide. That's from what I've studied, from what I know, and my experience. I believe that it's political to guide the people, grab the media attention, keep the left hand doing something so the right hand can do what it really need to do. That's my position. And I noticed that the government works on a level where, as though we think like, oh, this is just a small thing. This ain't so big. They got bigger things to worry about.
they always got bigger plans.
Small thing and everything in between. You know what I mean? They work.
I always put my ear to the street when it came to that part. What are you talking about?
Right.
Yeah.
So today, how do you feel about NFAC? Do you believe that they're still legitimate as you once believed? Do you believe that it's ragtag, just people just coming together, just sloppy? What do you feel about NFAC today?
I'll say, I'm gonna just say they gotta get their junk together, bro.
So you believe that they are a legitimate. I'm just asking straight up. Do you believe that they are a legitimate militia?
I won't say that yet, because you have to learn how to move as a unit in order to be a militia. You know, you have to learn cohesion. You have to learn. Would
you rejoin NFAC?
No, I wouldn't.
What happened?
It was a nice ride, you know what I'm saying, but I wouldn't, because the type of person I am, once my spirit is in a thing, and I go all the way. I'm an Aries. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Once I love somebody and I give you everything, I'm serious to you. I'm giving you my all, and you fool me over. You can say take me back. I might, but it's not going to be the same.
So now, I need you to help us understand what changed and what was the things that led up to your exit out of NFAC, and I'm gonna give you the floor. My bad.
The thing after Louisiana, man, stuff was it was cool. Stuff was seeming cool. It was seeming like it was all right, but I don't know. It was just the next day after I got back, maybe a day or two after I got back, people was calling my phone like, yo, we got a problem. And I'm just like, okay, like what do you mean? Like we need to know what your dealing is with Jay. I'm like, okay, what do you mean what my dealing is with Jay? It was like, what like what are you thinking? And I'm just like, okay. I joined to basically be an agent of protection to Jay because of the stuff he was talking about. People was trying to hurt him, and I don't want the man to be hurt. I do security for real, so I'm good on that. These are my people. Let me move in a professional way around that, and that was my goal, and that was my aim. And they was trying to make it like like I had some ulterior motive to harm Jay, or it was like, oh, you're a threat to him. First it was like, well, you need to get out the front of the formation and get in the back. I'm like, damn, well, if I'm a threat to somebody, I'm worse of a threat in the back. Cause now you can't see me. And I can rally more people up against you to help me out. So now When I come back to the front, it's going to be 50 people instead of just me. So it was on that. And I was like, okay, well, I mean, you got me on that one. You know, you said I'm an agent. I don't know how to defend myself against that. Like, what kind of agent would I be? So I don't know. But the other thing they was trying to get me on, they said, you was soliciting funds from people. I'm like, okay. They said you had a hardship, but and you couldn't make it, but then you showed up at the formation. I'm like, okay, things changed. And I told people that things changed and I would be going. As a matter of fact, you can go to my timeline and see where I had told somebody about the formation and that I would not be going. And it's in my comment section where people were asking. And I was like, they was like, bro, you can still go. Just take up a little offering and go. All right, boom. So I did it. Got a little $600-700 and I went, you know, and I didn't see nothing wrong with that because there's other YouTubers who doing the same thing and they got more following than me. You see what I'm saying? And I'm like, okay, did those individuals get called out on soliciting funds from anybody? It didn't seem like it. You see, it didn't seem like it. It's not the same. It wasn't the same energy that was put toward me as the other individual. Okay, that was the other thing. And the extra was they was like, okay, they hit me on the uniform. They was like, well, you don't wear a mask and you got that red string on your boot. And we don't like that because it signifies other things. And I'm like, okay, signifies what? Because I told Jay specifically that this was part of my uniform. Okay, you got the red boot, when you get certified teacher classes, and you get your shirt. Boom, it goes together. The red boot signifies the blood of the innocent blood of the people and the Most High. That's why it's on the right side. You see what I'm saying? Right hand of the Most High. Boom, boom. It's all the same thing. But that's what that signifies. Okay. But he was like, oh, when we was in the military in the army, we had put white strings in our boots, and the army said that was out of regulation, obviously because it's the military. You should never do that. But it's the army; they can do different stuff. So had it been the Marines, we probably would have been in boot camp again, getting fried all over. Like, no, we couldn't do stuff like that. So I guess that was their thing way back then. And he was, seeing me be like that, I don't know, in some kind of way. So I took that as what it was. And then it was like, well, are you going to be a team player? I was like, what do you mean be a team player? I've been playing for the team. The crap, what do you mean? I've been moving for the team. Everything I do is for the freaking team. And it was like, well, you don't ever be in formation. You always be everywhere. Yeah, because I'm everywhere finding problems that nobody seems to catch. You know, I'm everywhere I need to be, and that's always how it has been for me. Every time I go somewhere, I'm finding the problem. I'm with the people who just so happen to have a broke weapon. Well, they just so happen to be scared and they wasn't saying nothing because they was scared somebody was going to scream at them or they was going to shoot themselves or somebody else. Like, where was all these people? You see what I'm saying? Y'all getting on me so hard, but I was doing my job.
But at some point in time, didn't you just say, man, this is a joke? Because I'm just saying the Marines is supposed to be the top-notch sharpest. You know what I mean? I mean, from a civilian point of view, as they would say, I would be a civilian.
Yeah.
The Marines are supposed to be the top-notch. Isn't that true?
Yeah, kind of. We got the SEALs over them.
But that's what I'm saying. So if Marines is the top-notch,
Yeah.
Top Gun, how is it so? I mean, I haven't been in the Marines. I've been in Park Heights and stuff like that, but I haven't been in the Marines. And I'm looking at this like, man, this is crazy. This is not real. Like, from the first time that I seen it, I'm like, this is definitely not real, But I understand your passion for your people. But the only thing I'm asking is, like, after all of this, it seems like you may still have some sort of a connection to the experience, like the daggone effect. Like, is that disappointment, or is do you want to start another militia or anything like that?
I mean, I already had my own. It's just it's just me and a couple of other standby people. We got an agreement with each other. You know, if some stuff go on, we just do real military stuff, and we're not calling for no formation. We just do what we do. You know,
Right.
if somebody wanna come along because they see what we're doing, hey, that's what it is. But outside that, there is great disappointment because you know I know things could have done far better. You know, I
What
know the, I know the things that were needed at the moment, and I know what was being. I know it was being. Uh, I know what the hindrances were. It was finances for a lot of people. You can't take the most abused, neglected, and financially burdened people and then tell them appear in 3 different states within 30 days or 60 days. That's gonna be hella money. You know what I'm saying? And a
right.
lot of people, they just don't have that. That's why the numbers kept falling off, because a lot of people was like, yo, I'm with the NFAC and all, but yo, I can't afford it, bro. I gotta feed my kids. I gotta pay for my car. I gotta, pay this child support or whatever the hell. You know, lady I was dealing with, she was arguing with somebody on Facebook because some ladies was calling him up because he had just joined the NFAC and bought a $800 rifle and hadn't paid. He had taken care of his house. You see what I'm saying? And people was clowning him online for that. And I'm just like, bro, this is not a good look. The motivation is right, but the situational circumstances are wrong, and that's where the people needed to be guided. That's where the true planning and leadership needs to come in, because you can't overtax people and expect them to follow perfect directions, bro.
Have
This
you?
is why.
Let me. Have you? Man, my position clear. You know what I mean? Have you
Yeah,
seen my old videos about Grandmaster J?
yeah, I see them.
Have you seen the ones where I was giving all the scenarios about how he came about, where he's at now, who he is now, and all that? You see
Yeah,
all
I watched all of them.
that? How do you gauge that? Because he's not to me, but to many people, even in NFAC, he's a mystery.
Yeah, he's a mystery, but I'm a
I,
mystery too.
I know who he is. I
Yeah,
stopped out the receipts for a minute. I'm gonna get back to it. I know who he is. I know exactly who he is. That's why I'm
yeah.
so confident. You know what I'm saying? In my approach to this. But when you seen all of that, what did any of it hit you to the point to say, man, let me this is some point stuff here. This is some poignant stuff here. I got to pay attention to.
Yeah. See, this is the thing about me. Just cause I know something about somebody that could be damaging, it don't mean I'm gonna bust them out right then.
No. Dad, you ain't supposed to.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
That's right. You ain't supposed to. The art of war.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I keep that in my little thing. I'm like, okay, well, that might be what it be, but let's see why he's not showing that right now. So I'm the type of person. Okay, if you're not doing me no physical harm, and I don't see you doing nobody no physical harm, I'm gonna deal with you. You see, I could feel the dirtbag vibe off of you. I could feel that, but we all got issues, and I'm like, okay, we trying to work the devil out of our people. So this is the work of the Most High. That's what we're doing. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I kept coming. I could see stuff. I know stuff was looking janky. I know, but I know where the potential of the thing could have gone. You see what I'm saying? I was listening to. All right, I'll put it like this. Yeah, you know, somebody is janky But if the people love the janky person and they feel safe around the janky person, you kind of let the person be because they're
Good.
kind of like a blanket for the people. You know what I'm saying? We looking for a hero. Think about it, man. We looking for a hero, man. We look at all the heroes we had before was shot down and murdered. You see what I'm saying? Shot down in their own bed, shot down in auditoriums, shot down in the streets.
Have you ever
You know?
heard? Have you ever heard of? Have you ever heard? I know I'm not. That's a dumb question. I'm pretty sure you heard of COINTELPRO. How they
Yeah,
work. You know what I'm saying? And they
yeah,
work clandestinely. The operatives, you don't know what they look like. They speak your language. They dress like you. They try to talk
right,
like you, and they come from amongst you. You understand?
exactly,
Like Grandmaster Jay shows all the signs, not in the 60s, because now we are in the electrified age of technology and that,
right,
but it's the same fingerprint, you know. And if you study that, if you study it close, like I always give the example where Malcolm X, when he was murdered, the guy that supposed that was giving him mouth-to-mouth resuscitation, he was
right,
an agent, and he later said that in his report, it was I'm not let me don't quote me on this, but it was said that in his report that he wasn't giving him mouth-to-mouth
right,
resuscitation. He actually
right.
was stopping him from breathing.
Probably pushing the rest of his air out.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is that if he is able to get close to Malcolm X, the mentality of this agent has to be very, very methodical, have to be very, very convincing. That's Malcolm X.
Right,
Also, Martin Luther King, when he was shot at the Lorraine Hotel, the one that took his pulse and looked up, he was an agent. You know,
right.
so I'm just saying, in order to get close to these sorts of people, those agents have to be very well seasoned and well convincing, because every day of their life they're thinking about somebody trying to take them out, no doubt, without a doubt or contradiction. But these
Right.
people were still able to convince this type of leadership amongst us that they were trustworthy. And that's what I see in Grandmaster Jay. And you wasn't able to detect any of that, like, this might be an agent.
I was listening. Like with that video I did about Tariq, okay?
Yeah, I will get to some of that in a minute. Yeah.
Yeah, the video I did about Tariq, it wasn't that I said, Tariq was totally wrong. I said, yeah, he's not an agent, but if he was an agent, he'd be a sucky agent because really, what is he accomplishing? Okay, but truth in the matter is, he could actually be. I was more irritated at Tariq because of the way he did it, and you see what I'm saying? We were doing an operation during that time. You see what I'm saying? We were doing some stuff. We was out there, and here he comes with that, bro. That's not the time to do that. Wait till we just chilling around and we ain't really doing nothing.
But in Tariq defense though, if he and I'm not Tariq's lawyer or anything, but in his
Yeah,
defense,
yeah,
if he has an eye, because Tariq has said he was in the pimp game, he's been in the
yeah,
music game, he's been around, he's seen all sorts of type of character behavior and all of that. So in his defense, if he sees something and he has a platform and he's been on the side of awakening our people, that would be his responsibility to say something regardless of what's going down. I mean,
yeah.
reasonably speaking, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
He done put thousands and thousands, maybe even millions of dollars into his brand of awakening our people. And so people don't have to like him. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
They don't have to like his style. But he does have a sort of responsibility because he does have a voice. And he's like, whoa, that don't look right. Let me say something. You follow me?
I feel you, and that's respectable with Tariq. You know what I'm saying? I know he be on his little petty jokes, and he be doing his little making puppets of people and such. I know that's what he do, but when he speak truth, it's undeniable. That's why I was following Tariq, because everything he says is you can't challenge it. That's why the white supremacists is all over him, and they can't do nothing to him because he's always 100% on everything he do. So I was just irritated that he chose that moment to say something like that. I'm like, bro, come on, man. I feel you, and I'm looking at what you're saying, but some of the aspects was, you know, a little bit janky, you know. Like the video when they said when they said Jay was in the audience behind Trump. Like, okay, what else would he be doing there if he wasn't an agent? Okay, why pick the most visible individual to make them a Secret Service?
And there we go. Here we go.
I go straight to him in the video.
But the thing was, he wasn't a Secret Service.
Right, he wasn't.
He wasn't a Secret Service.
Right.
He was hired security. That's different. Trump hired his own security. It was a report about that. I brought that out on one of my shows. They was trying to get Trump to stop hiring his own security and bring in the Secret Service. Right. And he said, okay, y'all can bring in the Secret Service all you want, but I'm not letting go my own security. And this is why people couldn't rationalize in their mind, like, why does he need security? He got this thing. No, Trump fought to have, until this day, he still has his own hand-picked personal security. Now, when you look at the video slow, and I was going to do one, and I might still do it. When you look at the video slow, you can see Grandmaster Jay communicating 3 different ways. One in his watch, one right here, and one with something in his hand. And I looked at the video front and back. Many people only looked at him looking at the people in the back, but I paid attention. I paid attention to his hand signals, his body language. I looked it through and through. He was definitely there communicating on a security level. And the video is clearly showing. I got the whole video just showing it. So the point that I'm making, and I should have been put that out for real and went through it step by step. The point that I'm making is to even research how a person gets that close to Trump would be a red flag, because in order to sit in that section right there,
right, you got to be handpicked.
You have to be handpicked. How did he get handpicked? Because he was a candidate? That doesn't make sense. Nobody is going to put their rival right there. That doesn't make sense.
But see, then that also brings, you know, confusion to the fact that he was actually running against Trump.
But he was a low level running against Trump. I believe that was political. You see the show when I said he was into espionage. One of them was corporate espionage, dealing with the DJ equipment, because he truly is not a DJ. You're a musician. You know he's not a DJ.
Yeah.
You know he's not a DJ. You're a musician. In fact,
you move like a musician.
Yeah, I listen to your production on your show, on your channel. I'm like, man, he might have to send me some fire. You know what I mean? But the point that I'm making is, anybody that has done music, I'm not a DJ, but I used to rap when I was young. Anybody that listened to me can tell you, like, yeah, he used to rap. You know what I'm saying? So being around it, you know what it looked like. So we know he's not a DJ. So that was corporate espionage to try to bring beams in place to move Serato out of the way. That's all that was about. So boom, after that, he moved on to the next stage. It became political espionage. And what that does is, if people would understand for 1 second, indulge me, that is trying to take votes or split the vote or grab whatever votes you can. This cause distraction in order to take the numbers away from a potential rival on a ballot. And that rival was Hillary. Then the last but not least, he came with what we have now, which is, I call it grassroots espionage, where you infiltrate grassroots liberation movements and you try to redirect them and cause confusion in order that the liberation don't take place. So this is why he jumps into Black Lives Matter first, and then he say all lives matter. This is why and one thing that you are a threat, and I tell you this, I've watched your videos. You are serious when you start talking about the Europeans and the oppressor and what he has done to our people. And You got videos where you say we ain't scared of your planes, we ain't scared of your beams, we ain't scared of your. You saying stuff like this? He's bluffing. You can't be with him if you serious. He bluffing. You know what I mean? You saying we're not scared of your laser beams, we're not scared of your drones, we're not scared of your tanks, we're not scared. You saying all of this stuff. He said, "Oh no, nah. We can't keep him on the team because we are being guided by the visible hand. He got to get rid of you." And I told you before on your post, you became competition, so you could never be Conrad. You could never be, and you were serious. Not only were you serious, you were ready to go to the limit. But he wasn't ready to go to the limit. You know, I see, like, do you still feel that way? That you're ready for the beams? You're ready because you was laying it all out. And not only that, you was talking about the European in a real uncompromising way. Do you still feel that way? Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely, man.
Stop right there. I'm gonna let you talk. You don't even go deep into it because I don't need to dig up the old things that you said. But you see how you say absolutely so fast?
Yeah.
That shows signs of seriousness. Now, just think about it for a second. If you're serious like that, do you believe Jay's serious like that?
I don't know.
When he orchestrate anything with the police, you can't be serious like that. You can't be. It's impossible. On the level of which you talk and then organize with the police, that's impossible. So when you say you don't know, nah, you can't be. Yeah. Because on the level that you talk, you ready for it to go down, if it goes down.
Yeah, you know, my thing is this, you know, I know I was pumping the fist for it, you know what I'm saying? Cause I'm all about us looking right, okay? I know the cries of the people from in the formations too. It was some people that was kind of scared in it, you know, and they felt safety among the people that was with them, which is why, you know, they ain't really get too shook. But I know fear when I see it. You see what I'm saying? I know people, we unsure out here. A lot of us, we don't know who to trust. We don't know who our friend, our enemy is. We don't know who we should really be fighting for, or if we should fight at all. And with that confusion comes, you know, it's just a lot of emotion and just wavering mindset that comes with that. And I have done crazy stuff before. You know what I'm saying? Did I fear inside? A little bit, but the Most High didn't put that stuff in me like that. I always been crazy like that. My mom always had to wrangle me, and people was always snatching me back from hopping on foods that's 3 times my size. You know what I'm saying? They always had to. I always been saved from being crazy. I always been saved from that. You know, as a youth. You know what I mean? So that spirit has always been in me to be brave like that. And for me to not know this dude and hop directly out in the front and not care about, you know, danger, death, no harm, you know, that should have spoke. You see what I'm saying? I don't know Jay like that. I didn't really need to.
But if he's an agent, you're expendable because you're against the mission.
Right.
If his mission is to cause confusion, his mission is to discombobulate the minds of the people who follow him and give a scene for the camera. How many cameras did you witness following Grandmaster Jay at the height?
It was at least 6.
You see, there is no now. Many people who don't have experience in history will say, "Well, that'd be a norm." In fact, during the I want to say during the what they call it, the civil rights movement, they actually had designated camera people at that time during the civil rights movement. You know what I'm saying? Because they needed to know who could they trust around them at that time, so anybody couldn't get in. In fact, one of the cameramen ultimately was a CIA agent during the time of Martin Luther King. And seeing this with history, this is what history does for us. We're able to look at history and compare it in these times. And so when I'm looking at the cameraman running beside him, it's a bunch of Europeans.
Yeah.
I'm saying European, like you talking about you 1 minute talking about Esau, Edomites.
Yeah.
A bunch of Europeans. How can we let that pass?
That was his choice. Like that was his choice, man. But my thing is,
no, what I'm saying is from me. If I'm going to, if Faiyer Staar say, brother, join me, and I've studied Faiyer Staar. Now I know you say just off the whim, you just roll with it, but I'm if I just off the whim just roll with it, and you are saying to me, Black Power, you know what I mean? Man, we ain't worrying about these Europeans, and you call them all sorts of names and all that. But then I pull up, you ain't got your camera on a tripod. You got 3 Europeans like this. To me, I'm going to disqualify you.
Right.
I'm going to at least give you the benefit of the doubt and be like, what's that all about? But in my heart of hearts, I'm going to disqualify you. Even if I stick around, I'm going to watch you until I'm like, nah. So what I'm saying is all of these Europeans around there, and not to mention, were you there when the gun went off and somebody got shot?
You talking about which one?
The one in what was that, Louisville?
Yeah, I was right there.
You was right there.
I was right there. You can look at it was a drone video where you can see where everybody was running toward. I was already there.
How many people got shot? Do you know?
All right. Once I ran over to the dude, and he was holding this part of his chest. Okay. It looked to me as if, he was hit right here. Maybe he was, but it was because the rounds or the pellets had come up and broke up the cement, and they shot and they went and hit him in the chest, ricocheted back up. So it was all still bad, but fortunately it wasn't as horrible as it could have been. But it looked like 2 people. Somebody had said 3. I don't know where the third person had come from because I had only seen him. So the other lady, it was a lady, and the dude was holding the gun, and by some happenstance, I guess he was fainting or falling out, and his finger hit the hammer, and the round released. So it seemed like it was 3, but I only saw 1, and that was the guy. I didn't see nobody else. Nobody was as hurt as he was.
Well, on the pictures that I showed, I had at least 2 people being carried on a stretcher.
Yeah, there was 2 being carried on a stretcher, but the one I saw, the dude I was holding his head on the ground, he was bleeding. He was bleeding bad. Right. So them other people, they was all right.
So nobody went to the hospital or anything?
Yeah, they did. They got out the same.
Yeah, I did see them going to the hospital. What I'm saying, what happened when they went to the hospital? All of them went to the hospital?
Yeah, they went, and then they all did little videos, and then they came out. They was all right.
You said they did what?
They did videos, and then they came back out. They was all right, but the thing,
they did videos on YouTube or something.
No, I think they did like little personal videos with Jay.
Oh, okay.
He FaceTimed him on the phone to make sure they was good or something. Got their numbers and talked to him, and that was that. And then
but you think that's official, bro? That the leader going to FaceTime somebody that just got shot, could have just lost their life?
I don't know. Maybe he went. You see, it was a bunch. You see, there was a bunch of times when people thought it was weird. People thought it was weird that I was always looking for Jay. I'm like, bro, where's dude? Because it was like all these people, and they were just standing around, and I didn't see any leadership going on. I just seen people just standing around and people not knowing what to do, and things just, when you leave people who don't know what to do around with their own devices too long, something gonna happen. And that's what I was looking at. I seen official people out there, people who got the knowledge that was out there, but they weren't in position to do anything. They were just, out there. You get what I'm saying? They weren't making commands. They weren't making any demands of anything be done. They was just out there. And that's why I was asking where Jay was a bunch of times. So if somebody misconstrued that for me wanting to be around Jay all the time, no, I want to know where he is so I can know what I need to do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But if he ain't out there, and then I start, saying whatever the hell, and then people start thinking, I'm on some type of leadership, which I was not, then that would be a problem. This is why I was looking for Jay. You see what I'm saying? Because some people they get irritated when people look to you versus looking at them. I got in trouble. People was a dude I used to work for, a little Korean dude, and I used to fix TVs when I used to fix TVs in my 20s. And the customers would come in, and I would talk to him and whatever, what I'm saying? I gave him good customer service and have a good conversation with him and tell him the remedies for a lot of their problems and what. And they would leave thinking I was the boss man. So when he showed up, they thought he was the technician, and he cursed at me and cursed at the customer for believing I was the boss man. You see what I'm saying? When really I was just taking charge, doing what I was supposed to do. He wasn't there. You see what I'm saying? So I didn't want that type of situation to go on, and people was always assuming, they was like, oh, you and Jay must be friends. Nah, Jay don't really know me like that.
Indeed.
You know what I'm saying?
Indeed. So what are you doing now? What are you up to now?
I'm just getting ready for these projects. Getting ready for these engineering projects, the robotics one. I got that one coming up. We're gonna do the small one, a small robot turret that fires the lasers and whatever the hell. And then we're gonna scale that up to like life size. Got some building projects going on. I wanna see if I can rally a couple of 100,000 people so we can build a house and realize that we don't need banks and go in debt anymore with these banks, and we could just build houses for each other one by one, like that. I'm gonna do some stuff like that.
Indeed. So we definitely on the East Coast, so it's getting a little bit late. Man, we got to come back and talk about that. You know what I mean? I didn't know it was going to take this long, but we got to come back and talk about your language. I've seen that.
Oh yeah. That's 20 years in America. That's 20 years, bro.
Talk about your robotics. So if you're available like next week, that's what I would like to come and talk about. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, bro.
Yeah. Anything you want to share with the people? I think we started 9:30. Good goodness.
Yeah, man, I'm good, bro. I'm looking at these comments, people going wild, man. It's just
well, this Moorish World TV, and I'm very opinionated. I'm a very opinionated host. So everybody comes in here, they're very opinionated. And that's why I ain't even going to do a question round, because I ain't trying to get nothing started. I'm gonna move on to the more positive things about your robotics and things like that on the next show.
Yeah.
So we can show and prove with that. You know what I mean? But I'm glad that you came and stopped by, you know. And man, people judge me all the time. People, man, they call me an agent. You know, they call me an agent over there.
Right.
It is what it is, man. That's the new thing.
I was gonna do the video. I'm doing a video on it, but I already put the thing together, but it's the bottom part of the robot. So,
Yeah.
you know, it's coming together, man. Tough.
So with that being said, Faiyer Staar, just hit me up when you're ready, and we can do that again.
Yeah, man.
All right. Peace and love, family.
Peace.
I got to get myself together. I'm tired. You know what I mean? Y'all, I ain't giving y'all no questions. Y'all acting up. Peace and love, brother.
All right, bro.
Anyway, family, I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and get me some rest. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna be back here real soon, family. Possibly tomorrow. Hold up. Let's see if we can get this tomorrow. Let me see if I can. Let me try something, family. Let me see. I don't know who blocked my sister. Hold on 1 second. Stand by, family. Peace, sister. Peace, sis. I don't know who you blocked you and how you got blocked or anything. How you doing, sis?
I'm doing good. Y'all still on? Hold on. I must be a delay.
Yeah. Stand by.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I don't know how that happens, sis, because I don't really pay attention to that while I'm trying to interview. So I will look into it and find out what happened, but I make sure that it's back on track.
That's why I made sure to screenshot it. I wasn't saying nothing reckless.
Yeah. So family, I got Sister Crystal Muhammad on the phone. We're going to be having an interview with her soon. Sis, what's she looking like tomorrow or Thursday, sis?
Tomorrow will be good. In fact, I want to also invite you. We want to do a show on Sunday, laying out a bunch of stuff with a few other revolutionaries. And I think you'll be a good part of it.
I would love to do it. Sis, now, you and I have been talking about this show. What the topic is going to be tomorrow? Break it down for me, sis.
Okay, so Brother Taharkabey, what I want to talk about, what all of this stuff is about. We've been dealing with a lot of cases of police brutality. In fact, the whole Lafayette deal was about a brother, Taharkabey, who was shot in the back by the police, unarmed, and also 10 times he was shot in the back. I'm trying to turn the TV off because I think it's the feedback. But also, this case of Brother Ronald Green, he was beat to death by the police. They got the video showing the police beat him with a flashlight. They beat him to death. They chained him and drugged him. He was dripping bloody, and they tried to cover up this case. And that's what we were out there for in Lafayette about, the case of Taharkabey and Ronald Green. And we need exposure on that case. And also we have 4 lynchings that we have been dealing with in Mississippi. There are a lot of cases that have been covered up by the national media, and I want to talk about these cases. The problem is that, I believe that without a shadow of a doubt, this whole thing with Grandmaster Jay was to be a major distraction.
Absolutely, I agree.
And while we've been dealing with him, which we had to deal with him, because what we are dealing with, what we believe our summation with Grandmaster Jay, that whole setup is a puppet regime.
Yes.
The puppet regimes have been put in place by the United States government in this Operation Iron Fist, and we have too much information to prove that this is what it was. And nowhere in the world can a black militia come in place and be dictated by the police. That's red flag number one. And you also have said time and time again about the way this man has been operating in counter-revolutionary, in our terminology, he's been operating in counter-revolutionary actions against black people.
Well, you know, he made a statement the other day. He says that somebody said that they had got attacked and beat by the police because they were protesting. And he told them that he made a statement online. He said that the reason why they got beat up and attacked was because they didn't get a permit. That's what he said.
This is why we have to, I want to say this, Brother Taharkabey. I am 47 years old, the same age as you.
Indeed.
But I've been involved in this movement since I was 19 years old.
Yes.
I started out working with the National Black United Front, and I'm still a member of. I was under the supreme leadership of Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad when I was in the nation, which I was never put out of the Nation of Islam. I was recruited into the new Black Panther Party, and I was already a very active youth leader in the nation. I was given the blessing of Robert Muhammad, who was a Southwest Regional Minister.
Oh, sis, don't give him too much, sis. You know what?
Right, but what I want to say is that all my years of doing work for the black movement, standing up against police brutality, and since I was 19, we have never, ever pulled a permit. We have never worked with the police to demonstrate against police. We have never taken orders from the police. What this regime is attempting to do is confuse the new generation that's coming up of what it is to be a freedom fighter.
Absolutely.
This is a plot. This is a plot by the United States government, and particularly by Donald Trump. Like you guys just pointed out, Jay was handpicked.
Absolutely.
In all my years, it ain't never been a time of presidential election we ain't seen some nut talking about they running for president.
That's right.
Okay.
There we go.
You could not run for president on those $7,000.
That's right.
I used to throw rap concerts. $7,000 will only get you 1 month of radio commercials in one city. There's no way in the world can $7,000 make you a true, serious candidate to run for president. You need to be talking about millions of dollars.
That's right.
That whole I ran for president thing is just some slunky thing to trap people who are not politically minded or really don't understand the process. He tried to legitimize his illegitimate self.
So, sis.
But yes, sir.
I want to say this. I want tomorrow, I want to have like a couple segments. First, the one segment, if we could spend at least maybe a short time talking about your coming into leadership, just like you was about to, I kind of cut you off because I want to save some for tomorrow. You talking about, who brought you in, your leadership, and et cetera, et cetera. Some of the fiasco that happened in your tenure or before, or anything that you want to add to that. Many people are asking about the Malik Shabazz. I'm telling you, many people were rocked to sleep and believed, and I was one of them. I ain't going front and believe that it was all everybody was everybody. You know what I'm saying? So we can talk about that. Then we can talk about these puppet regimes, and then we can end it up with a power packful picture display, and you explain those crimes that have been committed against our people that we don't even know about at this time.
Yes, sir. I would love to do that. If we got to do a part 2, part 3, it doesn't matter. I want to give a shout out to you. And I got to say this, I've been moving around. We've been doing this and that. And I slowed down last night. And I said, let me see what Brother Taharkabey got going. And I watched that video with you and Brother Delta. And I was like, oh, my God. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, Brother Delta, I was like, oh, I was seeing a lot of potential in Brother Delta. I felt like our brother just needed some backup. And then when you and Brother Delta held that conversation, that was so powerful. But before that, when you put up that picture of Trayvon Martin, Oh my God. I had to take a moment and just talk to the Creator. I said, man, I pray to God that Delta is seeing this.
Yes.
And if he is not a black devil, it's going to touch his heart. And sure enough, when he calls, and y'all as men, as an elder brother to a younger brother, have a man-to-man about righteousness,
Yes, indeed.
about righteousness, bruh, that was for the world to see. That needs to be duplicated. That's what you call tough love. And not only did he humble himself, you humbled yourself. And humbleness is not a weakness. That is strength.
Absolutely.
That is character. And he apologized, and you on the same platform that you brought him on, that y'all fell out on, y'all reconciled. That is a sign for our people, period. And I was so inspired, and I got to give you a salute on that. You and the brother. You know, because they could have went left. They
absolutely.
It was spiraling. It was tearing me up. I was like, oh, no. And that was corrected.
Absolutely.
You know, and that was good. But let me tell you something. This Grandmaster Jay is a dirty, no good, rotten scoundrel. I believe he is a true black devil. The way he's operating, that is counter. See, what y'all did last night, that's what we call revolutionary.
Absolutely.
You could take your differences and miscommunication, because I think it's some manipulation going on, because I was posting some very positive posts about the conversation tonight, and none of it was being shown. That's why I messaged you. I wasn't cursing. I was giving perspective, because remember, I was there in Louisville. Right. I was there in Louisiana. I remember seeing this Faiyer Staar brother, because his look does stand out. His posture does stand out.
That's right.
So I was giving relevant posts, but none of my posts were being shown. You need to watch the hidden hand that is causing confusion amongst your sisters and brothers. Absolutely. Is my word to you.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you know what? We do have on this platform, I've seen people jump up and become moderators, and then I don't see them no more. So, you know, this ain't ours. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
One of the times I had at one point in time I had 6 videos removed mysteriously. You know what I'm saying? I had to contact YouTube to put them back up. But the point that I'm making is you have to understand that Jay, he worked for a software company. He was a cloud technician, and YouTube is nothing but a big cloud. Also, I know he works for them people, so it will be nothing for a hidden hand be up in this thing right now.
Yeah, if he's Trump, he ain't pick Negro, then that'll be easy for them to do, especially on some YouTube.
Right.
But I understand that. But whatever I can do, and whatever our formation, the official formation of the new Black Panther Party can do to facilitate truth, to facilitate a platform to expose this ethnic cleansing and genocide, that this is what's happening. They are slaughtering us. They are using the police to keep fear on the plantation. And there's a lot of manipulation of our people's emotion. And we want to bring it on home. We want to talk about the focus points. And if you allow us a platform to do it, so long as we're allowed to do it, we most definitely would like to, exchange, information with one another.
Oh, absolutely.
And so, yes, sir. And so, yeah, keep doing the good work, brother. This is good. This is good. This is good for the people.
Well, we're going to be here tomorrow. We're going to be here tomorrow night at 9:30. As I said, we'll start off talking about your rise to leadership in the Black Panther Party, new Black Panther Party. Then we'll move towards the conflict years, because people are very interested in that, and people really thought that everything was love and it was just one central authority. Surprised me when you first mentioned it. And then we'll move into this drama of hiding these crimes against our people and we'll talk about these puppet regimes. And like you
Yes,
said,
sir. And I want to say this. I would like to say this. I'm calling Malisha Byers to the table. Come on the show with me. If I'm saying anything that's not true, prove it.
we're going to come out the gate with that.
It's even so bad as it speaks. He on his recruitment flyers, he's using our work in the field. And he even, I keep telling him to take our pictures down. He texted me he would. You know why he can't? Because they have not been doing no work. Yeah, and I got the proof. And if I'm not telling the truth, he can come and prove me wrong.
That's all right. Send me.
He said he want a chance. I will come on tomorrow. I will come on any other day if he wants to prove me to not be truthful.
Good, goodness gracious.
Well,
hey, sis, peace and love. Send me the screenshots that you need me to post tomorrow, and we're going to be on fire in here tomorrow. We want to get some truth. All
yes,
right?
Sir. Yes, sir. Right on. Right on. And all power to the people.
And send my salute to Brother Sadiq and all the Panthers over there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I got you. I got you.
That's what it is. So tomorrow at 9:30, we back on deck. Peace and love, sis.
Peace and love. Black power.
Indeed. So family, here we go. Here we go. Y'all gonna like that? Y'all gonna like that? Huh? Yeah. We gonna get busy tomorrow. We're gonna get busy tomorrow. We're going to have another powerful show. Again, I want to thank my guest, Faiyer Staar. I'd like to thank my brother Delta for calling in yesterday. Many people reached out to me and said that was a powerful show with Brother Delta. So salute Brother Delta for, even picking up the phone and having that dialogue to bring resolution. Salute to him for that. I'm gonna reach out to him tomorrow, and I really hope that he get back into his training, because that brother was a powerful trainer. I want to leave it alone, but I could show you some stuff where people talking about, they say, the brother like a machine. These are the type of accolades he was getting. He's a trainer. He's a personal trainer. That's what he does best. Everything else he do second. And so I'm gonna check on him tomorrow. Might even get him on the line and see what's going on. But I really hope and pray that he get back into that training. You know what I'm saying? Because he was very impactful in that training. Y'all think it's a game, yeah. And I'm just telling you what it is. But with that being said, family, peace and love. We're going to do this again tomorrow at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time with Sister Crystal Muhammad. And I'm going to put a flyer up with just her. It's going to be big, too. They're going to know what it is. They're going to know what Sis going to come and give it to you raw. So with that being said, peace and love, family. Yes, indeed. There she go. There she go. So when y'all see Crystal Sonia, that's Crystal Muhammad, new Black Panther Party chair. Please, moderators, y'all know she's our sister. She's a part of the fabric of the show, and I really would appreciate if, let the sister speak. If she get blocked, we need to find out who took the message down. We got to pay attention. You know what I'm saying? But that's just what it is. So peace and love, family. I salute all of y'all, man. It's going to be good tomorrow. We coming out the gate on fire like Star. Peace and love.